I's the boy that builds the boats. I's the boy that sails her. I's the boy that catches the fish and takes her home to Lizer. Hip your partner Sally Double. Hip your partner Sally Brown. I's the boy that builds the boat, and I's the boy that sails her. I's the boy that catches the fish and brings her home to Liza or Lizer. Hip your partner Sally to Bow, hip your partner Sally Brown. Fogo, Twillingate, Morton's Harbor, all around the circle. Sods and rinds to cover your flake, cake and tea for supper. Caught fish caught in the spring of the year, fried in maggoty butter. Ew. I don't want your maggoty fish. There's no good for winter. They're no good for winter. I could buy as good as that down in Bona Vista. Oh, the chorus has been... I've missed 2 courses. I took Liza to a dance as fast as she could travel, and every step that she did take was up to her knees in gravel. Well, that's not good. Susan White, she's out of sight. Her petticoat wants a border. Old Sam Oliver in the dark. He kissed her in the corner. Hall of Fame song. Hello. What's happening? Doing some Duckov. Yesterday I did some new vase, but back to Duckov today. What? What? Nothing. What do you mean nothing to say? What? I'm not sure what you mean. Is there something that I'm supposed to know, or I am confused. Nothing special. Okay. If you're asking me if anything special, no. I was just confused. I wasn't sure what you meant. Lecture me. I thought you thought I would lecture you. Why would I lecture you? I'm not gonna lecture you. But what happened in previous stream, like the one yesterday, wasn't much of a stream. It was only short yesterday. Definitely not gonna lecture you. I'm not in a position to lecture anybody. Reinstalled Instagram. Why did you delete it? If you don't mind me asking. Oh, I definitely believe it's still shit. I don't think I haven't consistently. I do have an Instagram, but I would barely say that that's true because I don't really use it, and I don't really have anybody on it. I pretty much only have it in case I want to look up like a certain account. Because some stuff gets posted on Instagram that's like newsworthy. That's about it. I would definitely agree it's still shit. I haven't consistently used Instagram in like 5 or 4 years. Oh, it was just lag, okay. I wouldn't be surprised if it was my mic. But it's good that it's not. Alrighty. I'm all set. Let's get ducking. Yeah, I got it. That's all true. Like, there's a lot of BS on there, and people love getting sympathy, and attention for sympathy. I personally just I don't like the habit of constantly checking something on my phone. I've had that happen with a number of different apps, and I've had to like back away and uninstall it because I don't think that's particularly healthy. Instagram was pretty bad for a while for me. I was just constantly like, I wouldn't even be opening it for a reason. I would just open it and look at it. I was like, what am I? That's why I have no interest in using TikTok. I have enough of an issue with like YouTube Shorts and Facebook Shorts as it is, but for the most part, that's controlled. I don't really do much with it, but yeah, but that's what's real and what isn't is like a whole other beast. It's like that's so difficult to navigate, and it's unfortunately it's on pretty much everything else too. It's like people be lying. People be lying or people be misinformed. Yeah, fun stuff. Fun stuff is where you gotta try to stick to. All right, what do I have? Oh god, I do not want to use the Glick to try to fight. What's his name? That's what we're gonna do. Yeah, you just gotta know who you can rely on. Like, I have a few select, like, I mean, I would never say that I even really trust anybody on the internet wholeheartedly because I don't know them, and anyway, generally it's. Yeah, that's also where you kind of... Not safe for work stuff's usually... what's the words? Infesting. Yeah, it's hard to know what's real. And finding trustworthy sources. But that's... At the end of the day, it's if if it's something that um trying to figure out what's real is, if you're struggling with finding out what's real, it's usually best to just kind of not so much rely on a source than it is to just kind of look at everything. If it's, I mean, it's exhausting. If it's you, if you do it with everything, but it's it is, if it's something that's like important that you feel like you need to know, you can definitely, it's kind of best to just kind of look at it yourself. I did. I did see that. I thought that was weird. And mind you, I don't know the whole story. I only watched a few minutes of Penguin Zero. He did a video on it. But that was weird. Yeah, you definitely shouldn't be doing stuff like that. And then, yeah, the kid glove punishment didn't really help the scenario. They basically didn't really care. Where'd you come from? I was just there. I saw the massage table one where she did that, but that was apparently the second time, or not, or regardless, like only the first of two or something. Like she did it a couple times. Yeah, the Twitch. Yeah, that was a weird one too. It didn't really seem like they really. I mean, and again, I don't know the whole story on that one either. But it didn't really seem like. Why can't I sprint? Oh, because I'm walking backwards. What? I can sprint there. I don't understand. Yeah, that was weird. Their the response to that was kind of weird. That was so quick. Awesome. Can I smoke cigarettes? Why can I not? 3 times? Okay. I saw the first one, and then I heard that she did it a second time, and I never saw the clip for that. But I mean, she did it twice. I believe that she would do it 3 times. So, I believe that. Yeah, I saw that. I did see it. My friend was talking about that. Saw like some AI music video made about him. It was funny. Oh wait, I'm supposed to be going over here. My sprint is not working very consistently. Yeah, I saw like he like brought up his homepage or something, and it was like a typical Twitch simp thing. Oh shit. Glick actually did some work there. It's not crazy damage. I don't know if I said, but yeah, the Hassan video was kind of like everybody was pissed about it. I just never really liked Hassan anyway, so I just didn't really care. I was like, oh, whatever. Yeah, pretty shitty. I just don't really. I don't pay much mind to Hassan in general, whether it's good or bad. I think there's certainly an aspect of societal decay, as I've heard smarter people than me call it. And it's kind of important, more so now than ever, to kind of fortify those around you, because I think I might have said this before recently. Best to control, best to worry about what you can control. Like, I find the more time that I spend worrying about like world news, which is always just like chaotic and crazy and psycho, and if everything's terrible, um, and I find that can drive me insane. If I get too into it, obviously there's interesting things going on in the world, but um, as long as you don't get too engaged in it and kind of focus on your friends, your family, I think that shit's pretty important. Yeah, it's I don't want to say it's really easy to avoid because I feel like I've done a decent job myself, but I'm still I still watch YouTube stuff. I try to keep it to stuff that I'm just interested in for fun more so than following too serious of stuff. But um tuning out is something that a lot of people consider. I feel I heard someone say this the other day. Um and it wasn't necessarily in the full context like of what we're talking about, just like the internet in general, but he was talking more about like kind of fake news and stuff, or um like like stuff that's posted that's just obviously not true, or like whatever. It was like people are probably eventually going to. It was just a prediction, just one guy's prediction, but it was an interesting take. I wouldn't put too much weight on it, but it was just interesting to hear. Um, kind of, he kind of made the comparison to like fast food, like 20, 30 years. It sounds weird, but 20, 30 years ago, people like didn't really consider fast food to be so bad. Like, wasn't the end of the world if you ate, or it wasn't like a objectively terrible thing for you to eat, I guess. Is probably, it was just food, basically, was his point, which I don't know even if that's necessarily true, but his point was people didn't really care so much about it. Nowadays people know fast food is really bad for you, um but people still eat it. And he kind of saw it kind of going this he sees it going the same way with like uh dumb internet shit. Like, people will still look at it, but people will probably have a better sense of like what's like but people will know it's bad for you. um but they'll probably still keep doing it, like still keep looking at it, but I think they'll have a different perspective. Nothing really with fast food itself, but just people's perception of it. Like obviously it's bad for you, but yeah, I'm just gonna eat. It was a weird take, but I found it kind of interesting. Trying to understand what he meant. I still don't know if I fully do, but can't the justice system do something about what? I don't know where Buddy is. He's supposed to be around here. Usually he's been inside the place, but I don't really want to go in. Usually I hear him by now. I really hate these, like, armor piercing bullets. Yeah, they've all got more and more I'm seeing the advanced bullets. Oh, um, I'm sure there's places that probably have done that. I don't necessarily think it's something that I don't think necessarily that fast food needs to be outlawed. Like, I think there's probably things that could be done to kind of, and I don't even know if I would go this far, but you could probably put restrictions on it. But again, I think at the end of the day, if people want to have it and it's available, I don't think it should be completely like outlawed or something. But um, and I generally err on the side of, so long as you're not infringing on someone else's rights, that's kind of where I feel like, and I don't think it's infringing on someone's right to create a product that's bad for you. And I feel like even if you say fast food is bad for you, you do have to qualify that. I mean, you can eat fast food and you'll be fine. It just depends on how much you have it and what exactly it is you're having. Even if you just get a hamburger from McDonald's, like it's not the worst thing you could ever eat. There is protein, mind you. There's a lot of random stuff that you probably don't even, probably that no one could even read out because it's like a chemical. But um, I don't think there needs to be much intervention in that sense. But I think if fast food wasn't supposed to exist, people wouldn't go for it. And I do think people deserve. People should have access at least to um, I guess the word I would use is like a treat, like something fun, because fast food is tasty. Let's um so where do you think one person liberty will be a limit it so it won't be effect to others around, like internet shit and everything happening? Um One person liberty will be a limit so it won't. Like, where do I think someone, just so I know I'm not misunderstanding the question. Um um like, are you asking me if I think there should be, or where I think how much of a limit should be put on somebody for social media? Is that what you mean? Just to make sure I'm not misrepresenting the question. I don't know where he is. I don't even know if he's here. Like I said before, I generally err on the side of kind of. I don't think, like, people should be allowed, like I think people should be allowed to post incorrect things. I don't think like that should be um outlawed or anything like that. Like, if um doesn't mean I think it's right. I mean, people should generally tell the truth. It's good. A good sign of a functioning society, or a moral society, is, are people honest about things. Why are people more dysfunctional and bad in behavior and morals nowadays? And if you want my blunt, I would say moderately at best, but at least minimally informed opinion. Um, I think it probably varies by country, but I do know that a lot of countries are having a lot of the same issues. Just kind of, the world's become kind of more of one lately. Um, I think a lot of people lost, like, um at least where I'm from, Canada, and even the US, I think there used to be a pretty strong like moral foundation, and it was based in, regardless of what you think of religion, I think it was based in a religious background. Um, and people have kind of, I mean, I can speak for myself, I moved pretty far away from religion pretty quickly. Like when I was a kid, I hated going to church. I absolutely fucking hated going to church, and my family eventually stopped going. Um, and I think that happened for a lot of people, and I think that whether or not, even like whatever you think of religion, I think that there is a having a moral framework that is rooted in something can be very um very helpful. I should probably be extracting. Um, what do you mean by that? What's up, Endorphin? We're having a deep talk about the world. What was I saying? I forget. I kind of lost my train of thought there. I got distracted by a person, another person, another fellow bro. And yeah, I think I finished my point. Maybe I didn't, but basically, I think if you're wondering why people are kind of, as you put it, dysfunctional and have um kind of worse behavior and morals than we did, say, 20 years ago. Mind you, I was a kid back then, so I don't really know much about that period too much, but I think there's been a I think the fact that people are becoming like less based in religion, I think that's a factor. I don't know if it's the whole factor, mind you, but I think that plays a pretty significant role at least. As I shoot some ducks in the face. Who's... Sorry, I'm getting attacked by ducks. Okay, sorry. Like, where are we nowadays? Every day we're hearing bad news incidents, and why are these happening? I think obviously it varies by, is it culture, religion, or cross-culture influence, or what, or any external source? Religion is the only thing keeping humanity back. So, like, you don't believe that religion is, say, like you're against religion in general? Would you say? Is that, I don't want to misrepresent what you're saying. Um, I think if you're seeing, is it cult or religion? In terms of like hearing bad things, I think that's just kind of social media. Like, um, the fact that everything's kind of so connected can kind of make things, um, it not only does it kind of connect it online, but it's, um, it can kind of synchronize, like in real life too, not just. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, obviously we see everything and we're all interacting online, but I feel like that can also kind of influence. I don't even know if I know what I'm saying. Religion was made for uniting tribes, not fixing problems. Yeah. Um. I think there's a lot of good that religion can do, and mind you, I'm not deeply religious. I haven't practiced a religion, or I would honestly say I never really did. Like, my family went to church, like I said, for a brief period of time when I was a kid, and then we kind of stopped going. But I should really sprint to extract because I'm gonna run out of hydration. Eat the food. Drop something so I can fucking sprint. For me, from where I come from, I thought good morals and do good deeds through religious stories, but it may not be exactly for both of you guys. I think that's fairly accurate. A lot of like religious stories are for the purpose of finding like moral frame or developing a moral framework. And I do have a question, Endorphin. Like you say, I think that's an interesting point. Religion uniting tribes. Would you say? Because I kind of I wonder this. Oh my god, I'm missing. Do you think that could apply to say something like today, where like a lot of people are divided? And I would say to an extent there is like, if people are tribe like there are a lot of groups, there's a lot of ideologies, there's a lot of whatever you want to call it. Do you think that could be helpful in that regard today, or do you think it's just something that's like should be in the past? Is it due to we're getting deep today. This is the most I think I've probably talked about something in a long time. Is it due to immigration or influence on one society of people on others? I think immigration is definitely having an effect on, at least, I mean, I feel like more and more countries are becoming very open to immigration, like some more than others. I know that there's a push in the States to kind of push back because they went so hard for it. And people have their opinions on that, but I kind of feel like I've had the same opinion on immigration since I was like young, because I grew up in a mostly white place, but we did have, like, I would see like people who immigrated from, say, India, and they were usually like extremely successful. Like they were like incredibly like wealthy. They were wealthy people. And as I've gotten older, now the country, Canada, has gotten really, really open with it. We had like, I would honestly say, an overabundance of people come in, and now it's kind of caused a lot of issues with like housing, because now there's a lot more people than there is places to live. A lot of homelessness, a lot of housing issues. I think that there's always a place for immigration, but I think it has to be done right. If you bring in somebody to your country, you should generally want them to be somebody who can help your country or like serve the country, or if not, someone who can contribute to your country's culture. If I don't know if you guys agree with that, but we gotta catch up on some of these chats. People have gone soft and ignorant. The world is so big, and if something happens in Asia, nobody cares just because it's the other part of the world. Gracious. Okay, I'll read them all, and I'll kind of respond to them all. How do we solve it? Is it influence of society or the people of power, or something that doesn't gods? I'll respond to the first endorphin one there. As for like something, I think I kind of have a response that actually kind of fits both of the big chats you just sent that are on screen. Both of yous. I don't know if we solve it, Mohan. I don't know if any one person or even any group or even a country can necessarily solve everything. Um, and as for like, and I think that kind of uh, combines with what you were saying, Endorphin, about like things happening across the world and people not caring. I don't think there's really much. I mean, I don't know. It's maybe it can be fixed, but I don't think the best way to. The best way I think people should worry about things is to kind of pull back and not really worry about it. I feel like if people worry more about, and I kind of mentioned this to Mohan earlier, rather than worrying about, just my personal take, I think it's best to worry about things that you can control. Immigration doesn't mean bad, but if the people have bad intentions, for sure. I think I agree. I don't know too many people who are outright against, or I haven't heard of too many people who are outright against all immigration. I think if you really dig deep, you can probably come to common ground. I think too much immigration is bad. No immigration is probably also bad, because there's plenty of people that could benefit a country. Like right now where I live, there's a shortage of doctors, and there's no way you could definitely find people who would be willing to come and work and be doctors and assist in that way. Like that's a pretty important thing. But I think I was saying, my mindset is it's easy to get wrapped up in like big world things. Like we see everything on social media. Everything is in front of you. You know what's going on everywhere. You know what someone in Australia had for breakfast this morning, like 12 hours ago. But at the end of the day, I think the best thing someone can do is kind of just focus on, like I said, stuff you can control, like people that you see as friends, people you view, or not people you view as family, but people who are your family, like keeping and also prioritizing just yourself in general, like taking care of yourself, having a family. If I'm working in a country, I would definitely not be happy away from my motherland. I also don't have any intention of interfering into those people's lives as they accept me. I am still. There's a lot of, yeah, like cultural differences can create a lot of tension. That's for sure. Are you guys cool with me like not playing? Because I haven't really been playing for like the last 15 minutes. I'm kind of just like reading chats and chatting. If you guys are cool with this, it's cool with me. I'm not really focusing on the game as much. I'll probably go autopilot on it a couple times, but like I am right now, I'm just gonna sort my stuff. But I'm enjoying this. This is a different change of pace for stream. Yeah, we're getting deep, and it's been very respectful. So I always that's kind of the only rule I have, is to keep things respectful and civil. Indiana can physically not live between a different culture, for example. Like, you mean India, or in the state Indiana? Like Indiana, or Indians? Like Native Americans? There's three different ways I could go with that. Is it you talking about the rednecks in Indiana, which would be funny, Native American Indians, or like people from India? India, okay. Um, I think I'll go back to what I said earlier. Like most of the immigrants that I saw growing up, and mind you, there wasn't a whole lot, but there was like people in my school when I was a kid. There was girls, and I mean, it was usually girls in my school that were like Indian, and I assume they immigrated recently. But they came from wealthy families because they're usually like doctors. But nowadays, I think it's kind of flipped the other way, because there is a lot of probably the main immigrants we get right now where I live is Indian people. And I don't necessarily have an issue with that, but it's just the sheer amount that they brought in. I don't think it's necessarily people from India, because I mean, like I said, I grew up and there was incredibly wealthy, really, really nice people from India. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but nowadays it's kind of flipped, where they've let kind of anyone in, and that's a dangerous game, letting just anyone, because there's a lot of bad people out there. And not for not, the crime rate has gone up since there's a lot of homelessness and a lot more crime around where I live since they've kind of opened the floodgates. And I'm not, just to be clear, I'm not saying that that's because of India. I'm saying that's just, they let anyone in. Not everyone is going to be like willingly don't want to be liked by society. Some people like one culture, some don't. The problem is they come to work but have a culture that is different to the country they come to. And that is a big part of it. Like, you gotta try to find the balance, and depending on the cultural differences, sometimes it might not be easy. My country, really, many people are taking up medicine as a field of vibration like job. Yeah. Maybe I'm overrepresenting it in my mind, but I feel like when I was younger, like, every Indian immigrant family had like a doctor. I was like, wow. And now that I'm older, there's a shortage of doctors, and I'm like, where are the doctors at? You're right too. Also, the situation in the country itself also plays a major role too. Why are those so many people why the countries are accepting that easily? Yeah, and that's like, I think that's true. Endorphin. People generally stick to people who share their values, their views, their culture. I need to be drinking more water. It's usually where I work. I work retail. I work in a store. It's very rare that I see, like, for example, a white person come in with an Indian person. Like, it's usually like a group of, if it's a group, it's usually a group of, say, Indian people, or a group of white people, or whatever. Yeah, well, that's not a bad thing. Obviously, it's not a bad thing to stick to those that you share. And that's kind of what I was saying. Kind of, sort of, not really, slightly what I was saying before about, like, surrounding yourself with, like, people that you care about and share your values. I don't think you get, so just, I don't want to misrepresent your point there, Endorphin, about like a hood. don't even know. I kind of lost my train of thought. Um, are you saying that, like, when people in the example of, say, like, mass immigration, people sticking with the people that they know, do you think that that's where you see crime come in? And I don't want to misrepresent what you're saying, so if I got that wrong, obviously correct me, but I just want to make sure I'm not addressing something that you didn't say. The only time when people tend to mingle together is if you're a 4-star OP. Yeah, it's people stick with people stick with people who share, yeah, like I said, their values, their culture, their... Well, no, I just don't. I was gonna address the... I had a thought on the police thing that he said. I didn't want to... I wasn't sure if I was actually gonna say what he was asking. Yeah. I mean, here's the thing, like, I don't necessarily think... I don't necessarily like the way my country has handled immigration, because we've seen an influx of, I think it was millions of people over the last few years. And it's created pretty significant issues, like housing. Like I said, housing prices are a big problem. Like, finding a place to live is next to impossible where I live, and that's definitely in large part due to an abundance of people. But if I was to, I mean, I see lots of Indian people every day, and they're all perfectly nice. They're all very nice, actually. Certainly there's sure there's some that are not great, but for the most part, it's not even about the people. It's about what happens to... I guess it's more about, like, side effects from doing things in a reckless way, like allowing too many people in at too small a time frame, which is what I feel like what happened in Canada, where they let in way too many people way too fast. And now jobs are harder to find, houses are impossible to find. Look in chat at what I said. But so I just wanted to clarify, like, were you saying that when people break off into bubbles, that's where you see the crime? That's what I was wondering. I'll just address it outright, I guess. Even if it's not what you're saying, you can know. Okay, that is what you mean. I think generally, I don't know if I fully agree. I feel like it's not so much that people go into bubbles. I think generally that's just police. That just comes right down to police in general. Like, you need to have pretty strong law enforcement. I don't think there's been any reason to... I'm not saying that anyone is disagreeing with this, but maybe you guys do. If you do, it's obviously, speak your mind. But I don't think in recent years the push to reduce police funding, forces, whatever, I don't think that's a good thing. Certainly, you don't want any kind of police and any kind of abuse of law enforcement, but you definitely need strong law enforcement if you're going to have a functioning society, because crime kills, man. Crime can really fuck up a place. But I don't necessarily think that it's just when people band together in, like, groups, and obviously that's... You do see crime in, especially in big cities, you see a lot of crime, but I feel like that basically, to me, it just comes down to bad law enforcement. you don't want to. I don't think somebody should be locked up for possession of like weed for years, but or even really maybe at all, but there's been a pretty strong push the other way, where people are getting out, going like committing crimes and being released, and committing more crimes and being released over and over again. Like there was a guy, I forget where it was in America, but it was a guy who was it was like a month or two ago. It was a guy in a bus. You do not sound racist at all. I don't know if I don't agree. I don't think you do at all. Are you saying because you said hoods? But I don't think that's racist. I think if the word hood is used to describe an area that is high in crime, I would say, so that I don't. No, you're definitely not racist. I was gonna say. Oh, yeah, right. I was talking with the guy. Thank you. I don't think you were even trying to spark my memory, but you just did. Thank you. It was a guy who stabbed a woman. He stabbed a woman on a bus, killed her. He was a lunatic. Like, he was probably mentally insane, but drugged up, whatever. But he was in jail like around 15 times and released for violent crime. Or I don't know if they were all violent crimes, but like that can't happen. Like that just cannot happen. That guy needs to not be on the street. If he's found, if he's like, and it's not like he, maybe I'm, I guess I'm realizing I don't know the whole story, but I don't know whether he was like tried. I don't think he was ever like put in court, but he was like in and out of jail 14 times. I think it was either 13 or 14. And then he goes on a bus and stabs a woman and kills her. And that's obviously, that was a very public, very famous example, and doesn't necessarily mean that it's widespread. But I think at this point, it's fair to say that there's been a pretty big lapse in law enforcement. At least in America and North America. Fun fact, where I live in Canada, you have absolutely no right to defend yourself with anything. So I live, most of my life I've lived in a very, very safe place to live. Low homeless, low crime, really not an issue. And nowadays, in the last 10 years or so, it's been a pretty steady increase of homelessness and drugs and crime, violent crime included. And I've been reading up on like self-defense laws for a while. It's not like it's a war zone. Let me just clarify. It's not like it's a war zone, but there's a lot of unsavory characters like around town where I work, where I live. Not necessarily close to my house, but I looked up self-defense laws in Canada. In my country, you have absolutely no right to carry a weapon for self-defense. If God forbid you use it for self-defense, you are, it's kind of well known that you can't use guns in Canada. Like, guns are not allowed for self-defense. You can go hunting, but barely. You if you get attacked by somebody and you use a weapon, you are a criminal. You are a criminal. Not the guy who attacked you and wants to do who knows what to you. No, you have to trust that he is you can defend yourself physically with, I guess, your hands, which is, I guess, good to train and learn how to fight. But you are unable to get a leg up in the fight for your life, because I'm not gonna Um, let me just stop for a second. Last year we had a mob boss that rigged nearly the erection in communist Russian favor, and the Secret Service assaulted his palace. Jesus Christ. I feel like I might have heard about that. I've heard about some... Oh, no, you're in Romania, right? I was thinking you were in Russia when you said Russian, but obviously I know that's not true. Well, so here's... Can we apprehend, like, people that attack people? Well, like... The thing, here's... My main point is... If someone attacks you, certainly they're gonna get in trouble, but my main point is... The laws are so broken in my country that I have to... I'm not allowed to protect myself by any means necessary. Which I feel like is justified. And I don't... And my main reason for that is... If someone is going to attack me physically, why should I trust that they have my well-being in mind? They're attacking me. Why should I trust that they won't kill me if they're attacking me? And as far as I believe, if someone is physically assaulting you, you have the right, you morally have the right to defend yourself to the death. And obviously there's circumstances where maybe that's not the case, like if you're in mutual combat, or if you're like at a bar and fighting, but even then, like, I don't know, the line for that is, I think, somewhere, but it's certainly not, you can't defend yourself, period, with a weapon. And it's that my main thing is the weapon. You can obviously, you can defend yourself in Canada, you can fight back, but like, why would you not want your citizens to be able to defend themselves with a weapon so that they can like protect themselves against people who do evil? Because there's people that do that. My main issue. Yeah, I don't love by firing squads. Yeah. I have a weird... I don't really know where I stand on, like, the death penalty, for example. I don't know. What e-bike do I have? Have we talked about my e-bike before? I have like a pretty basic one. It's... What was it called? I think it's Rad Power Bikes. It's just like it literally just looks like a basic bicycle. It's like a bit bulkier. It's just larger. It's like kind of like, it looks like a pretty generic bicycle, but it's kind of sized up a bit. And it's just got like a pretty basic electric battery on it. Haven't really used it much lately. If that's what you wanted to know. And yes, I do drive. Don't get me started on you. I mean, I'm joking, but don't get me started on people who can't drive, because there's way too many people who can't fucking drive. What's a Santa Cruz or a Smith? What's that? I do be driving. I drove once, it was fun. How? If I remember correctly, you're still quite young. How did you... Who let you drive? I have like an old sedan. I'm not gonna get too specific, but just an old sedan. Yeah, this one got deep. 14's not too bad, I guess. 14's fine to drive. Like training, I mean. I mean, realistically, so long as you can reach the pedal and see over the sea, I don't know what height requirements you would have, but as long as you can reach the pedals and look around and see, at that point, you can obviously start training. But then, I think the license is 16. You have to be 16 to have to start a license, but they have pretty restricted, so that I don't think you can. There's a lot of requirements for like a year or two. You have to like have someone else driving in the car, or someone else in the car with you, or I don't know, something like that. Yeah, you have to take like a course. The course makes sense, but Dacia Logan. Is that a car? I've never heard of that. Oh, okay. I think I've seen it. No, wait, no, I take it back. I have never seen this car before. I've seen cars that look like it. Ah, damn, you're heading out. Yeah, it was a good chat. That was a deep one. I don't mind this car. It's a pretty decent looking car. 1 point. Wait, what? You remember what year? Oh. Okay, these look a little different. I typed 1.6 DCI and it looked a little different. I'm guessing it's probably similar to like one of these 2006 or 7. I think that's what I'm looking at here. Yes. Wait, was it a sedan or like an SUV? Because it looks like when I first typed Dacia Logan, Dacia, it came up with like an SUV, but now I'm looking at Dacia Logan 1.6 DCI 2006. It's a sedan. Yeah, okay, so it's definitely okay. So it's this one. This not that look. I like that even more. The van, I'm not a big SUV guy, but it was still nice. But this, I actually like the sedan. Never, ever heard of this brand, but I'm guessing it's probably just Romanian. Visa Duster. Marketed jointly by the French manufacturer Renault and its Romanian subsidiary Dacia. Cool. Dacia. Dacia. Docia. Doodle-a-doo. Deceibi. Tralala tralala. What should I do? Literally been doing nothing this whole time. James May? Who's James May? Is it somebody I should know? Oh, you know what? That's weirdly enough. That's so weird. That's exactly who I thought it was going to be for some reason. I was thinking, is he one of the Top Gear? Yeah, he's one of the Top Gear guys. Okay. That, you said James May, and I don't know why, but my mind went maybe, I've never watched Top Gear. I've seen obviously like clips and stuff, but I wouldn't ever know their names if I looked at them, but that's kind of crazy. Actually, no, I pictured the other guy, I think. The other guy from Top Gear. Which one? Jeremy Clarkson. I pictured him, but still, that was kind of weird. I don't know. I guess my mind just... I guess I'm just subconsciously making that connection. Don't know how that works, but... Alright, let's do a quest. Let's do a thing. Let's do anything. Chatting's been working out, but... I gotta get some going. Got some game going. Yeah, a lot of people love Top Gear, and I've seen a lot of memes from it, but I've never actually watched it. It seems great. I wish I got into cars, and I hopefully will at some point. Would you say that Top Gear is a good way to get into cars? Yeah, bedtime. Bedtime for everybody, except me. I got another 10 hours. 10 hours with the, well, 5 or so hours with the sun. I gotta soak up that sun first, and then I gotta linger for a couple hours and then go to bed. I guess I shouldn't have asked you if Top Gun or Top Gear is a good show to get into cars when you quite literally just said that Top Gear is the show that got you into cars. Kind of a silly question, given the circumstance. You either need to be 10 years old or 50 to get into cars. It seems that way. Oh, man. I need stuff to fill the time right now, because I got a lot of free time. Got too much free time, so I gotta find stuff to fill the void. Yeah, maybe I'll check it out. Cars are so goddamn useful to be knowledgeable about. It's like if you know cars, you're just the scenario where someone needs to know about cars is so valuable. You'll be here tomorrow. Sounds good. Hopefully without autocorrect. I feel like, oh, I see. Yeah, there's a couple times you got screwed there. Fuck autocorrect. Plugin sucks. I think I turned it off quite a few times. Sometimes it would turn itself back on, and I would hate it. Okay, I need to go to bed in the game. But yeah, I'll see if you're here tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow. I appreciate the chat. Well, if you know a lot about cars, then that's obviously gonna be pretty helpful for that. Whatever keeps you from the coconut trees. So yeah. Whatever keeps you off of those damn trees, you hooligan. I gotta hit the bathroom. So I will be back. When the fuck did I mute my mic? Because it was on when I came back. I think I probably muted it thinking I was unmuting it, even though I knew it was already not muted, so I don't know what the fuck just happened. Not that it matters anyway. We not doing this for the validation of others. Here's my last one. Fuck Gramps. I don't know why I call him Gramps, but get fucked Gramps. Well, I pretty much already got to extract. If I was to switch games, I wonder what I would play. Wait, why do we... Yeah, why would I even worry about it? Trying to figure out what to take. Meanwhile, it's... like, the direction's right there. How do I not have a portable hard drive? Didn't I just have one? I don't understand. Oh. Why am I so stunned? Obviously, I need one, but I don't need it to give. I need it to use. Ah. That's the gun I took with me. Don't want to sell that because that's actually a good gun. Oh, it shows you the source. Interesting. Wait, what? That's a new thing, isn't it? Probably doesn't show you the source for something that you got before they updated it. Is there patch notes? I want to see these patch notes. There is too. Yesterday. Increased base range for all sniper rifles in the M107 by 2 meters. Increases stack limit for 111 items. What the fuck does that mean? Yeah, was it 240 before? I don't think it was. I don't know. Fish. What about fish? It said fish changed. Fish changed. Okay. Oh. 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 So they made it more stuff stack into one. That's good. Increase the strength of the school bully and question mark against other AI enemies. Added new character creation components. Should I have this on my other screen? Soda Crisis can now switch color modes. All firearms using sniper bullet can now penetrate one enemy. Firearms using magnum bullet can now penetrate 2 enemies. Oh wow. Cool. A lot of nice little changes. Good job, devs. Go see what I can change about my guy. So they probably just have different options. Oh my. I'm sure no one would have a problem with that. Really. And I'm sure it's like problem is I like my guy. I think he looks pretty shitty, which is good. So ah, second floor of the office building. Forgot that this was an automatic gun. Hopefully someone's got healing. Yes, there we go. Something. Something tells me those would be the first things to go. Level 3. Meh. Healing, healing, healing. Once again, they're using this armor piercing. How did he see me if I couldn't see him? Enough! Dude. Okay, this is getting a little fucked. Yeah, okay, there's still more. Fuck off. And there's more. Alright, I'm just in a horde mode, I guess. Jesus Christ. That was fucking crazy. If it was difficult, maybe that would be more fun. I'd probably hate it, though, because I'd probably lose, but That was just kind of annoying. It's just they wouldn't fucking stop coming. I was just trying to loot. Let me loot. That's what I'm here for. The loot. This is no laughing matter. I must kill all the ducks. It's a beautiful day and I can't stop myself from smiling. If we're drinking, then I'm buying. I tried to. Oh my god. Oh, he's inside. It's a beautiful day and I can't stop myself from smiling. If I'm drinking, then I'm buying. No, we're not doing this. No. I ain't fucking with the fly gang. The most notorious gang in town, the Fly Gang. And I didn't bring a fucking hard drive, so I gotta extract it anyway. I might be done for the day, honestly. Or I might play something else. I don't know. It's just gonna probably be a bad couple days. Just kind of gotta get through them. Sunday should be good. We get some football, but other than that, next couple days, including today and the latter part of yesterday, is probably gonna be all sucky. Oh well. And everyone abides by reason. And people are ruled by emotions. That's fine. That's it for today. See ya.